Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Wednesday, and that means we have the one and only REI mom, Anna Kelly. Hi, Anna.
Hi, good to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Hey, one of the things that I wanted to talk about with you as my financial expert, both of us have a finance background, right? The training, education, we know how to read a financial statement is. I want everybody watching this to realize that the most important financial statement, that if it is going the wrong direction, is the sign that your business is dead. Most people talk about the income statement. Most people talk about the balance sheet. It is neither one of those statements. It is absolutely, without question, the cash flow statement. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Most important.
And the reason I bring this up, and I talk about it on the daily financial news, is China is the most current example, but it happens everywhere at different times. China's property developers are like the US property developers. They are a leveraged business, a debt business. And their cash flow statement starts at the very top with selling units, apartments, I guess they call them. And if people stop buying apartments, which is happening now because the central government is basically punishing that, that is going to cause the cash flow, or what you could think of as blood through your body, to stop. And pretty soon you're dead because the debt doesn't go away. Your expenses don't go away. Your suppliers don't go away. Your labors don't go away. If it stops trickling down at the very top, which is happening right now, they're dead. You just don't know when. They're dead. They're just done.
Yeah, you have to be able to have enough cash flow coming in to cover all of your expenses and your debt service and your investors and pay you. Yeah. And if it doesn't, not only are you in trouble because you're negative cash flow and have to come up with the money somewhere else, but your properties can be taken by the bank. Yeah. Because if you don't meet a certain percentage of profit over the debt coverage ratio, you're no longer stabilized and they'll pull the loan.
Oh, no question. And this is what's happening. I mean, Evergrande is the biggest example. It was the first one. It's not the only one. Evergrande has gone to the point of selling off their planes to try to get cash flow to come in. They're done because eventually your assets, even the depreciating ones, will be over. You'll have no little kitties to go to. You're going to be unlendable because nobody would lend them new money at this point. There'd have to be 50% interest and first. I mean, it'd be crazy rules, right. But they're done.
Yeah, it's really scary, and it's part of the problem too when you overpay. In an environment where things are really expensive and you have 5-year debt, and so when rates start to go up and your debt payments go up, that's another thing that really causes cash flow to come down significantly, is those changing rates. So it's really the Achilles heel of commercial investing, is the fact that loans generally are only fixed for 5 years. And so you've got to constantly watching your rates and watching your cash flow, refinancing when it's time to keep that cash flow, as high as it can be, while rates are low.
Yeah. That's why I went out and took all my apartment loans that I had and put 30-year money on via some non-QM lenders. I don't want that year 2025, 2024 risk. And that's why I'm only adding residential today. Because again, I see rates being, it's the riskiest part of my equation. I'm like, nope, I don't want any of that.
Yes. Trust me, I think about it all the time. I've refinanced almost everything that I have to sub 4 for at least 5 years. Yeah. And, it's very difficult, even for us who have a financial background. There's people all over the place, as to expert economists who think rates are going to go up or not, 1% or more. And so we always kind of have to gamble with those. But as much as you can right now, just because of interest rates, single family can be a really, really good investment right now to lock in those super low 30-year loans.
And again, something that's different in residential loans, at least I've never seen a loan that's in residential like this, is they won't take back the property if cash flow dwindles, right? Because it's on the investor first, not the building. Unlike apartments, if you hit some ratios, they'll just call you technical default and take the building back. At least they have the right to.
Yes, they can. Or they can cause you to bring the LTV back to where it needs to be,
cash
to
infusion.
Get your debt coverage ratio down to where it needs to be. And essentially what they mean by that, like for multifamily, usually the banks want you to make 20 to 30% profit on top of the mortgage payment. So after you've paid all your expenses and you pay the mortgage payment, they expect you to have a cushion of 20 to 30%. And if you don't, they can make you give them a chunk of money to pay down their debt to where the total debt is no more than, that amount that's going to give you that 20 to 30% profit. So it's not unheard of. And when interest rates went up before, a lot of investors had to come to the table, pay down their mortgages to get that debt coverage ratio back where the banks wanted it to be so that they didn't call the loan.
Yeah. So folks, if you're kind of don't understand how important the cash flow statement is, I definitely would read up on it. Cash flow statement, in my opinion, is one of those things that often gets ignored in a bull market. However, once the bull market goes bear, it is the most vital state. It actually highlights which companies are truly zombies. Zombies can hide in a bull market.
Yes.
There are deals being done today in the syndication space that are zombies. They're just waiting for the time that the rates change or whatnot. It's unfortunate, I think.
Yes, I agree with you completely.
Yeah. So again, folks, go learn the cash flow statement. Again, for me, the least important financial statement is actually the one that's most talked about. That's the balance sheet, which most people call your net worth. That is it's almost bogus and unimportant.
Yeah, unless you're using the equity to go buy more cash flow, the equity is just a snapshot in time. And if
it's an opinion.
Down,
yeah.
Yes. And if values come down, it's gone. You lose it. And it can't put food on the table. Equity doesn't put food on the table. So you've got to take whatever equity you have and use it to create more cash flow. The cash flow is what continues to make you healthy if you can live on less than what you're bringing in.
Yeah. These are the order for me, and I'd be curious if you see it this way. Cash flow statement is number 1, income statement's number 2, balance sheet's number 3. Is that kind of how you would order them, or would you flip 1 and 2? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So folks, if you don't know about the cash flow statement, which actually most people that I talk to don't even realize it is a financial statement because it's not what is shared on CNBC, right? They talk about the income statement, maybe a little bit about the balance sheet. Most people never click on the cash flow statement and realize how important it is. So go do a little digging, go look for YouTube University on the cash flow statement. It is pretty important. So Anna, how can people find you?
Great. You can follow me here every single Wednesday on One Rental at a Time. And you can follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram at Anna REI Mom Kelly. And my website is reimom.com.
That is awesome. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.